Hello, my name is David Vichnar. I manage Equus Press and co-organize Prague Micro Festival. Greetings to you all from the Equus headquarters here in Prague. As the finale of this year's hybrid edition of PMF, we've put together a 30-minute review and parade of the most up-to-date, most recent production of some of the most interesting independent small presses active at the present moment. So in the next half hour, you'll be treated to a baker's dozen of 13 videos featuring, in a purely alphabetical order, 1111, Alienist, Equus, Expat, Hesterglock, Infinityland, Inside the Castle, and Sweat-Drenched Press. There are two books I've been personally involved with the production of. There's Ryan Madey's Assassin and Peter Bouchelion, A Small Poetics of Revolution, which will be included in the parade you're about to see. But the reason I've invited all these other presses and books to be part of PMF is the belief that these rank among those small presses out there that publish as though it matters, bringing out texts that are challenging and relevant, that bring about a change, making the world a little less dull and awful, one book at a time. You can check out our display of their production at the Micro Book Fair near the entrance door, where some of these books are either given away or sold at a bargain. Hope you enjoy the parade. Please check out the presses and read the books represented therein. Power to literature. Thank you.
The children live in the neighborhoods, the grown-ups live in the meadows.
The children are scared and the grown-ups are evil.
Laughing like donkeys, knee-deep
in swamp water,
slimy, rotting leaves. Memory and imagination had grown so intermingled
that it was no longer possible even to claim a distinction
between the two words, let alone to find out what it might mean. The day is hot and long, full of shredded tires,
wordless billboards, birds of prey.
It felt like a sunken town, like one of those towns flooded to make a reservoir. Rats and pigeons roamed the streets,
and trash blew into the old interiors wherever doors were open or missing. He exhaled the last of the old, inhaled the first of the new.
No one but us can be trusted, because we alone have traveled the open road and the high seas, and we have seen what's afoot out there.
We know the full scope of what can happen.
The entirety of America ruined before our eyes.
Here in the towns,
lies beget lies, and those who appear most blameless
are surely the most corrupt.
Now, history was nothing more than whatever they said it was. Like a burn or a bite,
a snake fang between the knuckles.
The presence of the fundamental nightmare is unmistakable. There is no need for explanation.
Now.
There is a darkness more blue than black. There is a hopelessness that swims in the night. There is a hen house and a farmer fighting drink and a wife that leaves and returns and leaves again. There is a fox and there are coyotes. I do not understand, but I know they are all there, somewhere, and I am their creator and somehow created by them. I want to belong. I want to matter. I don't want to blink and cease to be. I know some of you reading this right now are doubtful. Sure, the world is drenched in the doubtful. That's why the good Lord put people like myself on this world, to cure the world of the disease of doubt. To instill in your mind the truth and understanding that you serve a purpose, a higher power. There is reason to all this madness. There is hope in all this despair. Time for your medication, Mr. Paul.
At the mercy of you and your yet what, dark stars dependent limited as I grope my way lyrically, you water my ardour from black nothing to white metal bondage, gaining momentum thanks to a quartered gin and the flat earth's incessant spin. Who wound you up? You are my star, found, the well unplugged, and all three of us heaven ascendants. The world is enough, nothing less. There is nothing less. My roots from the fourth and fifth leg of the magician's table. I've been much worse selves. Pharaoh planets aimed at my cheek. There will be a desert isle. There will be sun. There will be poetry.
The whole hallway smells like blood and shit. There is nobody in the hallway that will help me. He looks me in the eyes like he loves me.
I split open at the stomach, and all my wetness
spills out. My shirt melted into my skin.
Blood pouring from a new hole in the side of her head.
I'd never seen anything like it before. Please don't leave me here.
They're eating me alive.
You see the inside of his hand. This is where you want to spend the rest of your life.
When Owen started writing Family Annihilator, it was about Florian writing episodes of his TV show Family Annihilator.
When Owen finished Family Annihilator, he showed Lee, and she said it was perfect.
Well, he rejected Family Annihilator. Evil, he thought, was maybe what Family Annihilator was about, but he was never sure what it was about.
Family annihilators annihilate families.
Evil, he thought, was maybe what Family Annihilator was about. He thought he was never sure what it was about. Well, but he rejected Family Annihilator.
Family annihilators annihilate families.
Family Annihilator. Family Annihilator. Family Annihilator. Family Annihilator. Family Annihilator. Family Annihilator.
Tide licks the ankles of beach strollers by. The world laps itself clean. Surfers strike with their livelihoods against the waves, absorbed and committed to every movement, and Ash cannot stand to watch someone so certain of themselves, even briefly, so closes his eyes to hear gulls call and other gull squawk responses mock his solitude, his incapability of even creating a relationship of call and response with anyone. In his trembling hands, the prescription seems a chrysalis set to hatch new life. The woman does not look at him until after reading the script. Shaking her head, he thinks she might ask, "How fucked up are you that he would give you this?" He wants to explain the most twisted, the loneliest soul, but she turns and hides between shelves. Returns with an orange pill bottle. No pills, no instructions. Just another paper slip that reads, username, Paulo Nucel.
Is this an end to torment? to the great cause, to progress, to civilization, to life as we know it, to the gods of Chichen Itza, to the pleasure principle, to knowledge, to your local synthetic chicken franchise, to the Saturday night game, to the future of Martian exploration, to Xanadu, to race, wage, and gender slavery, to free optional extras, to certainty, to ideology, to evolution, to eat all you can lunchtime specials, to literacy, the novel, the book, poetry, to poverty, to property, to patriarchy, to posterity, to perpetuity, to peeled, pre-washed potatoes in plastic vacuum packs. Is this finally the end of the party, of the road, of the line, of us, of innocence, of your favorite TV show, of the big dream, of the revolution, of days in the sun, of your season pass, of beachfront Caribbean tax havens, of the shelf life, of the autumn sale. Is it just the end of the beginning, or really the beginning of the end of the free world of America, of Mickey Mouse, of boredom, of your sentimental academic sense of ending, the categorical end to end all ends, the end at last of the end, the closing act with the 40-foot flag and chamber orchestra, and the monument praising the bigots, and the monument spouting its own virtues, and the monument tipping its hat, and the monument firing blanks at the sunset, and the monument whipping up a frenzy of landfall, and the monument telescoping botany, and the monument collecting data, and the male monument eye on the bikini machine, and Dr. Goldfoot and Vinnie Price topping out the scales, busting their lungs. The last beam in the last eye, the grand finale falling flat, the monumental pillars falling by wayside and building up pressure in the Earth's tissue, an undercurrent opening ceremony of no future, the hectoring masses, mass hysteria, the ultimate cash register, rounding down the sum of all zeros to the square of 10. We is accountable. We is hammer and tong. We is mortar and pestle. We is aggregate and cement mixer, just to let the message sink in. Repast and plaster cast of all Mod Con's hyper-modern, self-sustainable microcosm of nothing more. The last train from the pyramid scheme of God Incorporated to spaceship Earth, crash landing on the lone and level museum sands of the end. The end. The end.
Je dis ce que j'ai vu et ce que je crois. Et qui dira que je n'ai pas vu ce que j'ai vu, je lui déchire maintenant la tête. Car je suis une irrémissible brute. Et il en sera ainsi jusqu'à ce que le temps ne soit plus le temps. Ni le ciel, ni l'enfer, s'ils existent, ne peuvent rien contre cette brutalité qu'ils m'ont imposée. Peut-être pour que je les serve. Qui sait ? Ils ne sont pas encore assez fous. Ils ne sont pas assez rués les uns contre les autres. Et d'autant plus furieux, d'autant plus enragés qu'ils sont plus proches et plus familiers. Là où la mère mange ses fils, la puissance mange la puissance. Sans la guerre, pas de stabilité.
Star, more cruel and terrible than nature and the treacherous prospect of time. Unlike the cruelty of nature's volatile laws, the judgment delivered upon the meek will be swift and resolute. Nature, as executioner, works in accordance with its elements. Pestilence, famine, volcanic eruptions, tidal waves, and earth convulsions to slaughter thousands and thousands of men. But in a larger sense, it's nothing more than weather conditions. Likewise, the progress of mankind has been slow. It has henceforth been counted in millennia and centuries. Generations upon generations of gravelands and crumbled bones. History's evolution and man-made discoveries have annihilated millions and millions of beings in their wake. Unremarkable, nonetheless. The Great Divider, the all-encompassing inversion of the deceased, degenerate moment times past will accomplish more than all these lesser efforts in one cataclysmic blow. The Hebrew God parted the Red Sea. The enemies of the Israelites were drowned in an instant. This same God is now rotting underneath the blood of that sea. The cruelty of destruction is revealed. Everything perished. Infinity Land opens. The new being. Then nothing.
Post-apocalypse. Post-everything.
Allah was in the interests of virtualized sex.
Ongoing permanent fantasies of the ultimate abduction scenario.
Anxious for Ayaka to undergo cosmetic vaginoplasty.
How to take JGB hostage.
Despite her 61.7 millimeter dimensions.
Fire a tranquilizer dart at the man as he sits editing a manuscript.
Being unusually tight.
Or imprison him in a shipping container.
And Ayaka emerged as the embodiment.
And have him dispatched across the high seas all the way from Southampton to Cape Town.
Of a racial demographic valued for constricted penetration.
Administering LSD, feeding him Oreos, and forcing him to watch My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, on repeat until he begs for death.
And I'm the other half of Sweat-Drenched Press. For me, SDP is something very simple. It's a home and a family for authors that haven't been able to find the right publication house, or they don't fit in with the norms. It's a place to experiment and be free with their creations, and most importantly, It's a place for acceptance. And without the authors that we have, we wouldn't be where we are as Sweat-Drenched Press.
Choose life, choose a job, choose a career, choose a family, choose a fucking big transgressive pseudo-memoir, choose experimental automation, man, dimension holes, non-linear storytelling and electrical tin openers, choose interiors for Mark, low cholesterol and dental insurance, choose speed and flying saucer psychosis, choose the 80s post-punk London novel, choose your friends, choose leisure wear and matching luggage, choose the midnight double feature, choose DIY and wondering who the fuck you are on a Sunday morning, choose the tender atrocities, stuffing the whole fucking system compendium down your throat. Choose to build a house that never ceases. Nothing more than a constant inspiration to the artful, fucked up geniuses you spawn to replace yourself. Choose maximalism. Choose Sweat-Drenched Press.
Sweat-Drenched Press. SDP is uncertainty. One doesn't know what one is going to get. SDP is, to quote Patel, going to the limits of being what a man is. SDP has something to do with the sea, Brighton, Eastern Long Island, even Stalingrad on the island of Havad. The vastness of the sea, the infinity, it's all in Sweat-Drenched Press.
I've yet to find a literary collaboration that was equal parts easygoing and rewardingly climactic than the one achieved with Laura and Zach at Sweat-Drenched Press. In a vocation that is often typified by frustrating impersonality and caustic indifference, their acceptance and enthusiasm for the challenging and the atypical is most welcome and refreshing. N. Cassiopoulou, author of terse Songs of Curtsies.
Assemblaged inside and outside of capitalism, Sweat-Drenched Press functions in an effort to provide opportunity for those who otherwise would be listed and labeled beyond knowledge. This is Tim Lewis signing off. Thank you. Sweat-Drenched Press. Submit and read.
Sweat-Drenched Press has done profound work in highlighting unconventional and experimental writing with a stacked catalog of titles, each prodding at or chipping away elements of the traditional literary canon. It was Zach Ferguson's Interiors for Question that initially introduced me to SPD's work. Looking at the body of the text, the often unassuming white page, and finding ways to interrogate its potential. Since then, I've had the pleasure of writing an introduction for the Hypermetatextual System Compendium and designing the cover for Matthew Kinlan's baroquely surreal Curse Red, Curse Blue, Curse Green. It's been a really exciting experience to watch SDP build this adventurous catalog, and I'm only more excited to see how it continues to expand in the future.
It speaks to us. By merely standing erect, framed by sea determined to bring its eventual collapse. The thing is so infamous for being a pier, a spectacle, a place to tread, to admire, to use, to better view the Brighton Sea, struggling to have much impact on its foundations and proud place.
Repetition of images, memories, thoughts, cast aside intrusions, monotony, repetition is motif. It is montage. It is collage. It is the beginning, the middle and the end. It is subliminal. It is forthright. It is sweat-drenched press.
Hi, my name's Richard Cabot, and I'm an author. And I've been asked to say a few kind words about Sweat-Drenched Press, and I'm happy to do that. And those words are, if you're into honesty and autonomy, and maybe even a bit of going to be, then Sweat-Drenched Press, they're the guys for you. Okay.
The past is always reflected in the present. Behold this monolith, shadowing its own parentage, outgrowing its usage and place, though parallels can be drawn, what was before will always end up in our modern architecture and its DNA.
The freedom of flight is akin to when you write, airless, no corners, free, expansive. But when the wind isn't right, you're fighting against it. The current, the wind, the rain, your consciousness, your subconscious. Wings may be spread, words may be buttered up across the white canvas. This is when experimentation comes in. Discard all rational thought. Destroy all the machines that dictate your life. And just create. Express. Ooze, excrete. Plummet from the empirical buildings that corner you into the environment you were raised to call home. There is no home. There is just sweat.
But as it stands now, in modern times, what it offers to modernity and urban evolution, industrial revolution makes way on pollution of opinion and perspective. The interior is now exterior. The exterior is now interior. Take a piece of paper and get as close as you can. Rent a boat, hire a captain. Small vessel will do nicely. Plan a chartered course to encroach in this metallic orange-pilled structure, and if winds abate, provided the captain can turn an eye away, touch the dying, not yet dead peer's flesh. Mark it. Make it yours. It will make you its accomplice and confidant. I guarantee this is not mere mythology and whimsy. It is truth. Wounded, legless, vulnerable, yet stoic in its determination, much like Sweat-Drenched Press.
Sheets of words, smashed to bits when they hit. Shards of poems scatter across the pavement. Collect them for blades, for art shanks, sharp as fuck. Reject the big machines that crush poems to sand, that sand down the edges. Words can be weapons. Indie publishing weaponizes words.